How's it going, everyone? I'm the JJ. Welcome back to Filmography Fridays, or in this case, still in Cinema Saturdays, and we're gonna hop right into it. This week we're doing, I'm gonna show my hand here. This is the second time I've had to film this. But yeah, second attempt, always better than the first one, at least you know what you want to talk about, and we'll hop right into it. Today we're doing Don't Breathe. Really surprisingly good movie.
Are you playing your love games with me? I just wanna know what to do, cause I need your love a lot. Come on now.
Past few 6 Saturdays we've done have all been pretty bad. This is a clear-cut good movie. Like, this was the best movie of the summer for me. If I had to give it a number out of 10, like we do sometimes, I would say probably 8.5 out of 10. Really, just short of a 9. Jane Levy, awesome actress. Stephen Lang, awesome actor. Really, I'm not too big on the other two people in this. One of them's only in it for 10 minutes, so... But I'm not too big on the other two people. Everyone in this movie did great. They really did. There was not a single person whose acting was so bad or so hammy. Notice I say so hammy. Stephen Lang. But there's no one who's so... There's no outlier that was like, wow, that one was terrible. That one particular person. They all hold and held their own. Stephen Lang, amazing as the villain in this movie. That being said, he hams the crap out of some of these scenes. Not in a bad way at all, to be honest with you. There's just, you can tell he's really giving it a little more than he really needs to. Like when he says, for example, instead of like, no, it would be like, no! Like the head, everything about it was just exaggerated, just by a little bit. The way that he just lazes around, like, that's hard to pull off. Like, it felt like we were literally in this guy's house. Which is, again, realism to that degree is hard to pull off. From the minute when they walk into his room and they see that all the daughter pictures are around and there's the home videos of her. And again, he's blind. He can't see any of this, which, by the way, nice set design to have one of the pictures upside down. You see him in his bed and he gets up when he hears a noise and it's just... It really feels like they're intruding. It doesn't feel like it's a movie set. Stephen Lang as the villain the entire time is riding the line of being superpowered, but never actually hits that line. He's always just under it. There's one point in the movie where I was like, okay, everything else was fine, and that's relatively close to the end. Stephen Lang has this one moment where it's like he's in the basement. There's no stairs. There's a ladder, which, you know, that's great for blind people. I mean, it's not much better than having a fucking staircase with a railing. Just fucking have stairs. So, you have that, although it might, thinking about it, it might be to prevent people from going down or her from getting up. He's in the basement, he realizes some shit's going on, they're about to get out. He, in the span of like a minute, and he's blind! Recently blinded. He's not been blind his whole life. It could be for a while, but it's not... You're not this good with it. From the basement, up the ladder, or out the door, we don't know which, because we cut away. But he gets out of the basement, up the stairs, grabs the gun that is on a table. There was like this skirmish, the gun lands on the table, it's in this other room, basement, the room. He gets up, gets into it, fumbles around for the gun, manages, oh, I found the gun, gets to the door and like stops them. This is all in the span of like a minute. There's no way, shape, or form that this is ever going to happen. It is pure garbage. It wasn't such a glaringly bad choice. You need the villain to be formidable, not completely blind and helpless, but you need him to be slightly blind and helpless to actually drive home that our main characters are douchebags, and the movie rides that line surprisingly well. There are times where I feel really bad for him, and then there's times where I'm like, okay, that guy's fucking... He's fine. he's fine. Put it this way, he's not gonna stumble around with a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. That shit's made in 3 seconds and he's eating. So his dog, Stephen Lang's dog, the dog is really there to compensate for the blindness. Like, there's a point where Jane Levy's in the air ducts, yes, the air vents. We got one of those scenes. And then, like, the dog just gets up into the vents and starts like, that... The idea of a dog in vents is fucking horrifying to me. Fucking horrifying. The dog chasing her out on the streets, on top of the car, VivaVideo style, until he comes and gets her. The dog is used really to close that gap. And it's done really well, as most things are in this movie. One of the biggest things being tension, and I know I have a couple more actors to talk about. We'll get back to them. Tension in this movie is phenomenal. Fucking phenomenal. This movie, you might as well have called this movie Tension. Speaking of the title, I also like to mention, I feel like that's a play off of, like, breathe for pregnancy, which if you haven't seen this movie, that means nothing. If you have... But the tension is masterful in this movie. The entire basement scene with, instead of that cliche green nightlight, you know what I mean? The night vision, instead of that garbage green look, which, by the way, I'm not saying isn't realistic, I'm just saying it's annoying to see the same thing over and over again. The gray that they use for this grayscale, very welcome to my world. That's basically what it is. He shuts the lights off. Welcome to my nightmare. I like it. I really liked it. It added to the scene. It made it more dull, and it needed to be. It was very calm, dull. The entire time you're uh-oh, is it about to happen? Is it about to happen? It's the lull before the storm, so to speak, at every minute. Jane Levy's boyfriend in this, not the other main character we follow that's like, hey, I want to be your boyfriend, but like the actual boyfriend who gets like shot in 10 minutes. I think his name was Money, if I remember. Someone pointed that out to me. But yeah, his name was Money, and he was good for what he needed to be, but he only needed to be a minor rival-like antagonist for 5 minutes until we get our real antagonist. Which, by the way, does anyone else feel that? This entire movie is like, who's our antagonist? Main characters, terrible people. Terrible people. The one kid that we haven't talked about yet in that group of 3, the only one who's not a complete terrible garbage person. The rest of them are terrible. Stephen Lang. Oh, well, he's blind, right? And he's being right. He's obviously the victim. So they're just doing that nice little twist of, oh, our main characters aren't the ones that... No. He impregnates women with turkey basters. I said that line. I said that line. The movie did too. In this case, it's literally to, like, compensate for his lost child. Really fucked up. And then when she dies, it's like, oh, Jane Levy's gonna take the spot. So you don't know. At that point in the movie, when Jane Levy takes over, you're like, oh, I feel bad for Jane Levy. But then you remember what she's in the house for, and it's just, you know, you are terrible. No one deserves any of the things in this movie happening to them. Get that out of the way now. But if karma existed, it at least explains what's happening to these people. Let's get to that third person that I was talking about in the group. He is really well acted in this. I don't know the actor too well. I could imagine he's going to get a lot of young adult teen roles now. He's got the look for it. I'm sure girls will go crazy over him. He's got the acting ability. I'm sure film critics and directors and stuff, yeah, he can act and he looks good. I'll go crazy over him, bring him over here. The star of this movie is Jane Levy. That's it. It's fucking pure Jane Levy. She is turning into the perfect scream queen. And I kind of I'm okay with it if she does more stuff, like, later. Or even, like, just kind of mixes it up a little bit. But she is the modern day go-to girl for any horror movie you want to do. She was great in the Evil Dead remake, and she was great in this. And if you have to do another remake of, like, Scream or whatever, put her in the lead role. She is the lead for me personally, for most horror movies that I want to see. She has the level of fear, this top-notch level of fear. There are a few times where she acts in this. There's a few lines that she delivers that are just not there. And they're very, very few and far between. Her fear, her way of acting fear, unparalleled. I see that look of fear and I feel like I should be running from this thing. And it's on a fucking screen. The one thing that I dislike about the plot, the one single thing, you know what, I'll say 2. There's 2 things because one just popped in my head. The boy, not Money, not her boyfriend, but the one that wanted to be, he goes through a torture porn in this. He goes through all this pain and all this shit. And he takes the knife at the end, which I guess the message is, you know, a bad crowd can corrupt a good person. That's the way I'm going to have to take it. Don't follow them into the battlefield because it'll be your last follow. They abuse the kid too much, the good one, not Money, not the one who wants to be her boyfriend. Not her boyfriend. I'm going to be saying that a lot. It's the best way to differentiate if I don't remember the names. But that kid, isn't that the best name in the world? That kid. That's probably another negative too. I don't remember his name at all. Alex, I think, maybe? Maybe? Alex. If his name's not Alex, I fucking renamed him. Alex, there's like points in this movie where it's like he should be dead and he's not. There's points in this movie where he should be away or getting away and he's not. You could spread the abuse out through characters. You don't need to focus it on this one poor kid. Then again, probably the point. Probably showing you that a nice kid really has to go through this shit, as I mentioned earlier. The finale is actually one of my favorite parts because it can be taken multiple ways. The two main ways that I took it were A, holy shit, he's gonna come for his money. He's gonna go find her. He's gonna hunt her down, and now she's got the little sister. So, and she's just looking at this TV screen say all this about how no one was charged with anything, and this man is a hero because he saved his house and staved off robbers. But, so you have that, nothing was stolen. So you have that moment of just, oh shit, is he coming to get the money? And then the other option B, which I think is genuinely clever as well, is she actually now has to live with the fact that if he just lets her have the money, take the money, I want the daughter. I want to have my daughter again. He's probably going to go find another girl and do the exact same thing he did with Jane Levy's character. So now she's got to live with that guilt. God, all of this is... Either ending is a horrible ending for our main character. Regardless of that, I think it's a genuinely good movie. It's one of those movies that a bad ending needed to happen, otherwise it would be a bad movie, but instead a bad ending happened, as in, like, actions, and it resulted in a good ending, if that makes any sense. That was the weirdest wording ever. I'm so sorry. My ADD kills English. I apologize now. It was a really, really good movie. Best of the summer, easily. Go ahead and add a quarter to my piggy bank of good movies I've watched. I have 1 quarter now. But yeah, that's pretty much it. If you can, like and subscribe. Check in the info what we're doing next week. I think it's going to be Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? And yeah, like I said, like and subscribe. Info below. Comment, please comment. That's the important part. I know I say it every video. If there's one thing that you do, comment. Like to discuss movies. That's the whole point of us being here. And yeah, that's pretty much it. And I'll see you next week. Thanks for ruining Turkey Basters, movie. Thanksgiving's gonna be a son of a bitch. Keyword on the sun.
Are you playing your love games with me? I just wanna know what to do, cause I need your love a lot.